I love that.
Yeah. All right. So I think it's time. Political perspective time. I don't know where you're going with this. It's been a lot going on as far as Minnesota, MAGA Minaj. Shout out to her. But where are
So
we going? Well, actually, intro the segment and we'll get to it.
absolutely. So welcome to the political perspective. I am one half of our host, Reggie AKA SpeedinBullet, and the other half, my man B. 3 explanation points. And always remember, if you are not political, then you do not have a perspective. We gonna just stay at Minnesota for a second, and just talk about ICE in Minnesota. ICE has killed another person. And this, so ICE has been doing these what they would call targeted raids, where they are supposed to be going after a particular target that they have some type of some type of information on this person. And what they have, what has ended up happening is, before they get there, people are protesting, people are alerting the neighborhood that ICE is having some type of activity. So the video that you guys may have seen involved the shooting of Alex Preddy. And in the video, you'll see ICE officers doing something that was always kind of odd to me. Is it never appears that these ICE people are engaging with an immigrant, right? Like, I don't see them like attempting to arrest an immigrant. Like, it always looks like they are moving in on the people that are protesting. So even in this video, some folks are protesting. Alex Preddy had his phone out, apparently recording the interaction, because you kind of need that. Obviously, in these days, you need a recording of your interaction with ICE. They don't wear body cams.
Yeah.
So another woman that was out there with him, she was pushed. He tried to, what it appears, either try to help her, assist her, and when he made that attempt, the officers they directed their kind of process onto him. So now they grip him up, try to take him down to the ground. Officer sees a gun, yells gun. They end up shooting at least 10 rounds at him while he's on the ground.
Face
and they're
down.
kind of like struggling with him. And what's interesting is like the immediate response from Homeland Security was that, this guy is a domestic terrorist. He attacked them with a firearm. He was brandishing his firearm. None of those things were true at all. And, DHS has made a lot of statements that have just been totally untrue. But a lot of times when people can kind of squint a little bit, they can see what they want to see. But in this particular video, it's very kind of indisputable what actually happened. He had a cell phone. He had a firearm that was in his waistband, but he never at one point, that we could see, tried to reach for the firearm, tried to attack the agents or anything like that. It looks like it was an unjust shooting. And now there appears to be some conversation about an actual investigation, to see if there was any wrongdoing. But initially, they were calling this guy a domestic terrorist. Everything that you can name, they were throwing at this guy. Now, within the last 24 hours, there was a video of him having another interaction with ICE about a week ago. Yeah. And I think it's interesting because this happens with Black people all the time, right? Something happens and they will bring up an incident that has nothing to do with this particular incident, but they're going to use that as to say, well, here's
this was the character, right?
Here's a pattern. This is the type of person that y'all don't know that
Yeah.
we're dealing with out here in the street, but it shows a video of him apparently maybe spitting at a vehicle, at an ICE vehicle. We don't really know what the context of that exchange was. He ended up kicking the vehicle, and he ended up kicking the shit out the vehicle, bust the tail light, everything. And they actually and I think that this is kind of like crazy to me. Like they just pretty much just whooped his ass and then got back in the truck and drove off. Right?
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy.
so like and that's the part that's kind of like, so ICE is really like a gang. Like,
No,
because
they are.
if he did something that was unprovoked, and he should be arrested, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's lock him up, charge him, whatever, and whatever. But no, they hopped out the vehicle, tuned him up, didn't try to arrest him, just tuned him up, and then just pulled off and left.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but you have these, you have a lot of people online. A lot of these pundits are now pointing to this video saying that this is the guy that ICE had to interact. And we as Black people, we've seen this for years, where they'll insult your character. They'll try to tear you down just so they can kind of justify their behavior. But a video 10 days ago, however many days ago, has nothing to do with what just happened. And what just happened was he wasn't armed. He was not threatening them. They appeared to just shoot him for what probably was either a blatant just, and I don't want to say that police are just blatantly like murdering people, right? But it's hard for me to understand, like, how do you go from, it's 4 or 5 of us like beating this dude down.
Mm-hmm.
We go from that to now where 2 of the officers are shooting him.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't know how do you get to that? Even if he had a gun that was present, that was in his waistband, how do you end up shooting him multiple times? Like, it could be a miscommunication, and we see a lot of miscommunication between police all the time, where police are where
I'm not shooting them niggas no bail about a miscommunication.
I'm not either, just because of their tactics, and they what I think is interesting is there's so much that's interesting about this, but we don't, like, as far as I know, no ICE officer has been killed. So it's not like these guys are in just the most dangerous scenarios. But I'm gonna just keep going back to, it's not like they are like actively arresting someone and people are like in their way. Like, you don't see them. All you see is them just engaging with people, and that's the part that makes me understand and know that it's not really about immigrants. It's really about causing as much chaos in the city and the state as much as possible. It's not about the immigrant community. It's about just harassing people and just really paying back any city or state that did not vote for Trump. This is a way of paying them back.
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts on this. When I first heard Christy Noem's comments, I was confused whether or not A, she saw the video, or B, if she knew there was a video that people had access to. Did she think she had access to a different Twitter, like a MAGA only Twitter? Because the video was very, very clear as day. You could see that Alex Preddy was face down on the ground. You saw that although he was armed, you saw that the weapon was removed from his person before they decided to shoot him while he was face down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that was wild for her to say that. And I think I saw that she's trying to walk back those comments. I didn't verify to see if it was a real story. But I did see something where she alluded to saying like, "Oh, I was just taking direction from Stephen Miller and Trump." But we can verify that another time. That's one. I found it very I can't say entertaining or funny because he lost his life. Well, it happens when Black people, we lose our lives at the hands of law enforcement. That what I usually find, I tweeted this yesterday, is their favorite line is when they kill a Black person. Oh, he had weed in his system. That's the go-to. Like, just because a Black person had weed in their system, it puts in the mind like they was into we were into a Black person, whatever Black person was into some heinous foul shit, and we did you a favor by killing this drug addicted criminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to see Alex Preddy, that video come out, of him, as you said, kicking the shit out that car, um, and knocking the taillight off, right after, he was unjustifiably murdered, is it's just, as a Black person, I'm sure we feel the same sentiment. It's wild to see, because, oh, you're doing this to white citizens. It's like, wow, that's wow.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you could do
so
that to white citizens, ain't nobody safe.
yeah. So I thought that was particularly interesting about this whole thing. And I find I'm struggling. I don't know what the reason is. I haven't thought it out all the way, but I'm having a hard time referring to ICE as police or law enforcement, because I know too much about, what their training look like and how they're operating. We would like to believe that most police are trying to do good. We would like to believe that. There is nothing I see that ICE is doing good. So it's a disconnect for me personally to refer to them as police or law enforcement. They're just a gang of scared people who are racist that's doing shit. To me, in my mind, they're just a gang of this iteration of what ICE is, or that's happening in Minnesota. It's like you're scared, and they put you out there with 47 days of training, and you're scared of interaction. And I feel like the basis of it is rooted in racism. Sorry. Um, and now you're out there with a gun and clandestine, because you can't see your face, and you can't, like, there's no consequences because Trump has already said they have immunity. So, and he's backing them on his Truth Social page. So it's like, I can do whatever. The guy told the protester the other day, if you raise your voice, I will erase your voice. What kind of shit is that? How do
Mm-hmm.
you, like, it's
Yeah. And
rest in peace to Alex. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that the direction always comes from the top, right? And when you tell a group of people, you could do whatever the fuck you want, right? And if something happens, we're gonna back you. We're gonna spin it. We're gonna make sure that you are good. We're gonna make sure that you are whole. That gives people no reason, but this just throws caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in real policing, there is accountability.
Right.
There are, I mean, in most police offices now, especially in big cities, they all have body cams. So there's no more your word against mine. It's on camera. There's like citizen advisory boards that review police conduct. But when you're talking about ICE, and like you said, they're not police. They're really a gang. That's
Mm-hmm.
given specific instructions on how to operate. I mean, and like you said, I mean, ICE has been around for years. I think ICE has been around at least 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or longer, and they've never behaved in this manner. So that means that they are getting the direction from the top, that y'all can do whatever y'all want.
Yeah.
We gonna back y'all, and then you mix that, like you said, with a lack of training. You mix that with a already unhealthy fear of Black and brown people. So now they're engaged there, and we've seen studies like this in the 80s that, you know, police are human. So if all they're getting is, you know, black male suspect, Hispanic
Yeah.
suspect, now they
Yeah.
start to be conditioned, right?
Yeah.
And these folks are not even really police. You know, they're
Yeah.
the border patrol. Like one guy was like, well, y'all ain't even at the border. Like y'all not even at the border. But I mean, the whole ICE thing, I mean, it looks like you know, Trump did meet with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and also the mayor in Minneapolis. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, Mayor Frey. So they met with him. Who knows how productive that is? I think that at this point, Trump and his administration had to say and do something, because you know, you can't just continue to lie to people.
Yeah.
But they tried it.
Yeah.
They tried it, and then you even have people, you know, Republicans and people who are conservative. That's like, you know, that's just
Yeah.
not.
I've seen a lot of voices who were, I don't want to, yeah, I'll say it. A lot of voices that were pro-Trump during the campaign are trying to walk it back. And, you know, whatever. But we got 3 more years. How does this ICE thing play out in the short term? And I'm speaking specifically to the talk has been shutting the government down again to
Mhm.
defund them.
Right.
I-
Um,
Is
yeah,
is
I
that
mean,
the only avenue of to hey, get these, like, that affects a lot of people, but at the same time, we see what's happening.
yeah, I mean, I think that that's going to, I think that there's going to be an attempt to reel ICE in through um the government shutdown. I mean, and I think that this is a winning issue. And I think that they will get a lot of support. I know that I think there was a vote today that it didn't pass. I didn't catch that last one, but it was a vote today that didn't pass. But I do think that this is going to be, that they're going to have to do something with ICE.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say I don't know how much of it is going to fly though. Like I mean, you got Trump, and if he digs in his heels and say y'all can't do, like Trump, and this is what people don't really realize, and I think even politicians don't realize this. Trump don't really care. Trump doesn't care about the pain that is going to cause other people. He doesn't really care. Like what? Like I mean, we see from the last government shutdown, we
Yeah.
still didn't get the ACA subsidy, so the
Mm.
Democrats was fucked up for caving in. Absolutely fucked up for caving in. We did not get them, but everybody with a small amount of awareness knew we wasn't getting it. Right?
Hmm.
Knew that they were not going
Yeah.
to renegotiate, and they
Not
never
not
did.
happening.
Yeah, they never did. Maybe this is the topic that causes him to break. I don't see it. I mean,
I'm really interested in I feel like, during the first shutdown, how long did that last? That was
I think it
30s,
might have been 40 days.
40 days. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
something of that manner.
yeah, and I'm sure we all know people who work for the government who was affected by not getting paid and having to work during that time. I wonder what the support looks like for another shutdown. Is it any different, and how long can it last before people, you still got to live, like, you need your money, of
Mhm.
course, like, it's how we live. And we talked about it earlier, but there's no one at the bank who's going to press some keys in your favor
Right.
during the government shutdown. I'm just interested because I feel like a lot of people are looking at what's happening with ICE and this administration, and how chaotic is the word I like to use. It's been over this year. Um, and like, it seemingly nothing can stop the train. And something has to be done. So I just wonder what that support looks like and how long that lasts if another shutdown was to take place, and whether Trump caves on ICE, and HDA subsidies, and unfortunately I agree with you. I just he's dug in and he's rich and he don't care, and but we'll
Yeah.
see.
And yeah, I mean, we know that his followers, they don't care about how they're gonna suffer either.
Yeah.
I mean, we see all of the stories about Trump voters that are being affected by some of his
Yeah.
tactics.
Yeah.
A lot of voters in the Hispanic community are upset because he seemingly, I mean, we never believed him, but he's went back on his word about just targeting the criminals or whatever that's here, and that's not the case. There ain't enough.
Bro, they said
Criminals.
5%. 5% is the number of deportees or people in detention are the violent criminals
Yep.
and pedophiles and rapists and drug
Exactly.
dealers. 5%.
Yep. And if you're talking about mass deportation and you can only seriously get rid of 5%, what's going to happen next? You're going to have to get rid of everybody, but anybody that had any type of awareness knew that was going to happen, knew that it was not going to be just subject to those folks who were actual criminals, who were actually in prison. We knew what was happening. But the stick on Minnesota. Did you see the footage of Minnesota State Representative Ilhan Omar that was
Yes, I did see that.
Doing the town hall meeting. So absolutely kind of wild event. And she was in the middle, or she had just began giving a town hall opening remarks at her town hall, which she does monthly. And this guy like walks up on her, and I'm curious as why the security wasn't right there, especially her.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, especially her, because she is like absolutely vilified by Republicans, vilified by Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump mentioned her by name at the economic forum that they just went to in Davos. He mentioned her by name. They probably don't even know who the hell she is. We're talking about all European leaders, but the fact that the security wasn't close enough to like really stop this,
be effective.
However, the video to me was interesting for another reason, and it was the fact that this guy sprayed something on her, and her knee-jerk reaction was to try to go in his mouth. Right. And I thought that was like such a human like emotion. When I talk about it, she said that she thought that he either spit on her or was spitting at her. And she's like, that is the most kind of like degrading thing that you could do to a person.
Facts.
And she jumped up like she wanted to smoke, like she had her hand cocked, like she was ready to go in his mouth. I wish she would have. Like, I absolutely wish she would have. That would have just been, more fuel for their hatred of her.
Right.
But yeah, she wanted some get back right then and there. She cocked it back, but then she I guess she thought about it and let her security take him down. She continued with the town hall meeting. Shout out to Ilhan Omar. Like I said, she gets a lot of vitriol from the right and from Republicans, and specifically from Donald Trump. And I thought it was interesting. After this event, Trump made a statement on his Truth Social, pretty much was like, knowing her, she probably had it staged, right?
Yeah.
And just
to
kind of show you like the pettiness that Donald Trump has. But you go back in the Wayback Machine and you see when Trump, where the guy attempted to assassinate Trump, she actually put out a post that was like, violence is never accepted, and we should disagree and blah blah blah. And she's like this honorable person, and like he's like, oh, she probably staged it. Like it just like
I did see that.
Yeah. Trump is.
I saw some weirdo put up a very long post about all the things she didn't do that she should have done according to some some national like not Centers for Disease. It's one of those type places where it's like, oh, you should do this. You should like all these steps, stop, drop, and roll, and all this shit. You should call somebody and call this number to verify. And then he goes on to say it was staged. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, who say like it's ridiculous. They did say it was I don't know if it's confirmed, but they said it's likely it was apple cider vinegar, which is not really it's regardless. You assaulted. You can't. She don't know that at the time, and you just can't do that. But to your initial point, it's so many videos of security being ineffective late. Like, what do they think? Be like, do they know like your job is security? Because he got a good couple sprays and stood there for like 2 seconds before he got gripped up. Like,
Yeah, I have no idea who's on, like, what her security
what is
team.
happening?
And I would say more so for her, like, because she's pretty, like I said, she's pretty much vilified.
Yes.
So the the likelihood of some crazy person running up on her, and she's a tiny little person too. Like, she don't look like she but about 5 feet tall, right?
Right.
So the
Yes, very
likelihood
fair.
of someone trying to run up on her should have any public appearance. The security should be extra sensitive and probably directly in front of the stage, like how shoot. I mean, rappers at concerts got better security than she do. Like, somebody
Yeah.
needed to have been sitting right on the stage,
Right.
like, and probably with a visible
A
firearm.
visible, right, musket or
You know what I'm
something.
saying? Like something like, so that's very kind of strange.
Disappointing. That's
Yeah,
disappointing, yeah,
that
for
he was
sure.
able to get that far. I got a couple more things I want to mention real quick. Trump's board of peace. So Trump is trying to get he's trying to create his own United Nations.
Okay.
Because Trump just doesn't feel like the United Nations is working for the United States. We kind of created the United Nations.
Hmm.
So Trump has created this thing called the Board of Peace, right? And it is supposed to be like an alternative to the United Nations. And
Hmm.
this Board of Peace, Trump is the chairman of this board for life. And
Of course.
it costs $1 billion for a country to join this board of peace.
Hmm.
Um, do you have any idea of who has joined this board of peace already?
I have no clue, but I'm very interested to find out.
Could you give me what would be the country that you think would not be on the board of peace?
Russia.
Russia was the first country to pay the $1 billion
How did I know that?
to be on the board of peace.
Right.
Who do you think would be the second most unlikely country to be on the board of peace?
I'm lost there. You got to tell me.
Israel.
Oh, right. Duh. Of
In
course.
the middle of an active war.
Right.
And could possibly be on the board of peace.
Right.
Come on, knock it off. The other one is Hungary. But those are the countries that have already like pledged their billion dollars to be on this fake United Nations board of peace.
Where's this money going?
Who knows, man? Trump's pocket.
Yo, he is finessing. I said this he just won his money. He don't give a fuck about none of this. He trying to get paid and be out. Oh my goodness. Board of peace. All right.
So
got it.
So Canada said, yeah, we ain't doing that. And Trump's response was he threatened 100% tariff on Canada because they did not want any parts of the board of peace, and also in response to Canada's prospective trade deal with China.
Who
France.
set that price?
100%.
$1 billion. Jeez,
So,
Louise. All right, I'm
so
sorry.
France said they didn't want any parts of the board of peace either. So Trump slapped a 200% tax on French wine. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny.
It's
Like,
terrible. It's like, what?
like I
This
don't
is like
want
some
to
cartoon shit.
I don't want to join your little border peace with Putin and Israel and yeah, here's a 200%
Right.
tariff on French wine. Knock it off. like we are dealing with an unserious person in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty.
I saw something last week. I'm not sure if I brought this up on one of the more, I don't know if it was last week or a few weeks ago, but I saw this and I thought it was funny. They were saying how, when Trump's dad was having his dementia, they just put him in a room and let him sign fake documents to make him feel like he was doing something. I'm just going to make that comment without further comment.
Absolutely. But on another serious note, and we might end it right here, but on another serious note, the United States military has sent an armada to Iran, and what an armada is it is a group of warships that go into an area when we are preparing to to either have some type of military exercise in a particular area. So I think it consists of aircraft carriers, warships, and also thousands and thousands of soldiers. I think it's about 10,000. So they're all in close proximity to Iran. And Iran, within the last month, has had a lot of protests and a lot of people who have supposedly been killed in the middle of these protests. And the United States or Trump has been threatening to actually go into Iran and do something as a result of these of the killing of these protesters. So we see what happened last time the United States military was activated into a particular area, and that's when they went to Venezuela, and then we know what happened shortly after they arrived there. So let's stay tuned and see where that where that situation goes to.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I wouldn't even talk about Trump, and he threatened. Well, he didn't threaten Norway, but he's upset at Norway because they didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. He's still on that. Although the country of Norway has nothing to do with the prize, like like they don't give out. It's not given by the country of Norway. It's given by a group of people within this Nobel Institute that that decides who the winner is. But Trump sent a letter to Norway saying that one of the reasons why he wants to go after Greenland is because y'all didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Mind you, he has the Nobel Peace Prize now because he coerced the winner to give up.
Let me get that joint. Let me get that joint up off you real quick.
Like that's like winning the Super Bowl and handing the trophy over to the losing team is nasty. Right.
Nasty.
Absolutely crazy. But
that's all I got. Close this out of here, man. Yeah, close this out.
Yep. So I think this is week 53 of the Trump, the second Trump term. His the 1 year mark was January 20th. So 53 weeks in, a whole lot of time ahead of us. And always know that you're going to get some of that information here on TBD. So if you're not political, then you are not then you do not have a perspective. I am Reggie, AKA SpeedinBullet. That is B, 3 explanation points.